Hi everyone, so this is going to be a Kronos guide, and I'm also going to do a replay analysis at the very end. I put up a poll on my channel, which got a good number of votes, and the winner of that poll was make a new guide for one of the remaining gods. And the second highest was a decision-making replay review, so I'm going to combine these two right here. I am also going to do a tier list at some point as well, but I'm just going to do this right now since it won the poll. So just to go into it, let's look at the bonuses for Kronos, right? Kronos has a really unique bonus where he can time shift his buildings, meaning he can move one building from one place on the map to another place on the map. And it has a lot of different uses, which I'm going to go over today. Anytime you put a manor down, anything that you build around the manor is going to be constructed 25% faster. So if I build a house, which is called a manor, and I build a temple right beside it, it's going to go up 25% faster, which is really cool. I'm going to go over some of the uses for it as well. And then this is a really cool bonus. It says you get 2 free myth units instead of 1 when advancing to the next age, which is awesome. And the last but not least, siege and myth units return 20% of their resource cost. So this is really cool in the sense that you can just spam out myth units, spam out siege, and you can just go crazy on the map and then get back some of the resources when they die, right? Honestly, I think Kronos has the potential to be one of the strongest gods in the game. And another thing is his minor god layout is pretty reasonable too. Like, he has Prometheus. He's missing Oceanus, which is one of the better gods, but Prometheus is great. Hyperion is probably one of the best Age 3 gods, definitely one of the best Age 3 gods. And he has access to Helios and Atlas. So overall, very good set, very good kit for Kronos. And I'm gonna show you guys the build. Let me just pull up my summary sheet here. Whoops. Okay, so this is the standard opener. This is the one that I usually use. So it's the same as the Uranus one, and this can be a little confusing at this point. Somebody recommended that I add this in, so if this helps you, please let me know, and I'll continue to do that. But essentially, this is a standard opener. This is something you can do on every map, except if it's water, and you'll be fine. This is a super fast advance. Like, you can advance at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. This is really good if you're going to be rushing your opponent. If you want to, do some early game damage, if you want to play aggressive. A lot of people can't really contend with a 3 minute and 30 second advance. So, depending on who you're playing against, you can go for a very fast advance right here, and you can go for a standard opener, which is what I usually do. I just want to give a shout out to Keen Gaming as well. So if you guys want to learn about the super fast opener, just check out, just check out this guide right here. It's the Kronos 2 minute 30 second advanced build order guide. So the channel here is youtube.com/Keen Gaming, and you can check out the actual really fast advance right over here. In terms of the standard advance, I'm going to go over it with you guys right now. Okay, so you can pause the screen if you want to just quickly look at the notes, and now I'm going to go into a replay analysis. So the replay analysis will show you the build, and at the same time I'm going to give you an overall picture of what to do after you perform the build. So I believe it's this game right here. This is versus Pegasus Rush, and this is, in my opinion, one of the best players who didn't have early access. Very aggressive player, and he's a specialist in Greek. So check out his stream. He also streams on Twitch quite often. Okay, so the first thing you want to send 1 to food, 1 to wood. Here I dropped the ball a little bit. This guy should be on wood, which I'm going to change in a second. Alright, there we go. So 1 to food, 1 to wood. The next one that comes out is going to go to gold. And this build order is so easy, right? So after that, you just put everyone on food. You just spend your time looking around the map, collecting herdables, memorizing where resource placements are, looking for key strategic areas. You don't need to even look at your economy that much, because the benefit of Atlanteans is you don't need that much optimization. They have instant drop-off points, right? Greek villagers, Norse, and Egyptian villagers, you need to actually put your storehouse down, and you need to make sure they're optimal. They're not gathering, a deer carcass from over here and dropping it off here. With Atlantean, you don't need to worry about that. They're going to drop off instantly, right? So that alleviates a little bit of the APM off the game. So when I have this free time, I go look around the map. I see, all right, this is a great town center, has great food here, amazing food over here. You know, I look over here, I see a cliff here, so I'm like, okay, maybe I can put a wall here and block off a lot of the territory for myself. So just look around the map, see where you can find little strategic points. I'm also looking at my base and I'm saying, okay, I have a great gold mine, I have a really good I have really good forest right here as well. So how can I make this better? How can I protect it? The easiest way for me to protect this is to create an artificial wall with buildings across here, and then make sure that I wall the back part at some point as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to put my temple around here. I'm going to put a wall up right here. So just keep on thinking about, okay, what should I do next? What should I do next? Where are good resource placements? Where should I scout? Where should I put my oracle? These are the things you need to be thinking about. Remember I said that manors give you a bonus, right? So anytime I construct a building near a manor, you get 25% reduction in build time. So this manor is going up faster. And this also stacks. So if I have 2 manors here, it's going to go up even faster than that. So the more manors you have in one area, the faster your buildings are going to go up. And my friend Mista actually has a really good strategy where he puts a ton of manors around his second town center, and he constructs his TC really, really fast. So there's a lot of different uses you can do with this. And another cool bonus is the manor is time shiftable. So if I'm going to be hunting over here, that area is vulnerable, right? You guys all know that you can garrison villagers inside a manor. So I can time shift this manor over here at some point and gather in the safety of my house. So a lot of cool things you can do with the time shift, right? Note that you can even time shift aggressive buildings, but they cost a little bit more. I think time shifting these buildings are free, but I have to double check. Okay, so now I am going to be up soon. I am already up. Okay, so remember I told you guys it's good to open with Murmillo. I think I had a viewer question as well, and they said, why did you open with Murmillo instead of opening with like Catapeltes or Chiroballista or Terma? And the reason for that is Murmillo are a general purpose high DPS unit. They do well versus almost everything. Even archers if you can close the gap fast enough. But to talk about that a little bit later, here I thought I would be advancing faster, right? I thought my advance is a really fast advance, but clearly not, because he advanced at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. I was initially going to go to this food source right here, because I thought I was going to be the first one to advance, but I was wrong about that. So you got to keep on adapting. So I moved my villagers back, and I'm going to gather these berries now. So if you see something happen unexpectedly, think about what you need to do. I also realize if he's advancing faster, the Minotaur and the Greek hero are going to be in my base very soon. And where can they do damage? They can't really do damage here because the town center is protecting these berries, right? They could wrap around and do damage here on my wood line, and they can wrap around and do damage on my gold mine here. So what do I do to prevent that? I put up a wall here. And I don't know if I did it here, but I should also put up a house, which I did. So I put up a house, I put up a wall. Alright, now ask yourself, what can he really do, right? He has to break down this wall, or he has to break down this house, but the town center is going to shoot the house. So I'm in a great position now. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Remember, I get 2 myth units for free now. So what I do is, I know I can't fight here because the Greek hero is here and he's going to do bonus damage. So what I do is, I take these Prometheans and I wrap around his base and I look to get this hunt, which is right over here. So always make the best use of your units as you can. So I opened with Murmillo here, and I added a counteraxe because I'm assuming he's Hades. He's probably going to have archers coming in the mix. I heroized my Murmillo, and I'm going to try doing some damage right here on this Minotaur to kind of take some shots. Okay. So play accordingly. Now I have a little bit of a force, so I'm putting on some pressure. Taking some pot shots off on his units. Now the Tox are here, so now I have to retreat. And his second age hero. Okay, so now I'm in a bad position. He has a much bigger army than me. So go to the safety of your town center. Don't fight in an open spot and lose your units. Take good fights, micro well, If you notice that you're outmatched, just go back and wait to fight another day. You don't need to fight at the same time. Okay, so now I know I'm clearly outmatched. If we fight one-on-one, I'm gonna lose. So what I do is I just continue managing my base, and this is what I should do as well. I know that my turn I have a mobility advantage over this army. These guys are 5.3 speed. These guys are 4 speed. These guys are 4.2 speed. The Minotaur is 4.5. The only thing that can really catch these Terma are the hero, the Achilles hero. So what I do is I hit and run. It's a very, very effective strategy. So now I'm going to try to hit his talks, but you see? Boom. That's 80 resources in my pocket, just from that little move alone, right? Anytime your unit is low on health, if you click the Valor God Power, it's going to regenerate him back to full health and make him a hero. So you guys got to make sure you use that as well. Okay, so once again, there's some downtime here. Just going to hit and run. Try to get his archers. So once his army comes to close the gap, you go back. You got to be a little bit annoying like this. Right, so hit and run, hit and run. He dodges that arrow, but... Okay, now I know I have a bigger army. So I'm going to fight it. Okay, keep on fighting. My Terma are good against his archers, so you want to just try to snipe these archers. His archers are good against my Murmillo, so you wanna prevent them from shooting the Murmillo. Okay. The second thing is, my Murmillo are better than his hoplites in one-on-one combat. A hoplite is a soft counter to cavalry. It has a 1.25 bonus. Murmillo have no bonus versus any unit, but they have a very low rate of fire, meaning they can attack faster than other units. So the fact that they attack faster, they have, I believe, 8.8 damage per second, as opposed to 7.5 damage per second. So my Murmillo are going to do very well against his hoplite, and that's why I just need to eliminate these archers. Okay. And now he used Restoration, which is a god power that regenerates hit points of his units in combat or out of combat. Okay, so now I have to retreat because you can't fight Restoration, but he wasted his god power, right? Now he has a lot of infantry, and I cleared up a lot of his archers, so what I did was I added a Cairo Ballista to my army. The Cairo Ballista is very effective at taking shots off on infantry. It has a bonus versus infantry of 3.5. Okay, so I'm just looking to shoot and run right now, but if I know that... At that point I was looking to shoot and run, but if I know his army is smaller than mine, then I just take the fight. If I see his army is bigger than mine, I will retreat back after taking a couple pot shots off on them. Okay. Once again, try to attack your units with the correct units. So kill his archers with your Terma, kill his infantry with your Kairos, and the Murmillos can pretty much attack anything and they'll be fine. Okay, so I cleared up this army. Another question I had in the comments section is, when do you know what the right time to go to age 3? Like, when do you keep making army? When do you go to age 3? And you're going to see very shortly that I made that decision here, right? It depends on your gold mine. It depends on what your opponent is doing. So once you look at that, then you'll be able to know. So I got the army lead here. I killed off his army. And then I thought about it for a second. What can I really prevent, right? He's still in his base with Sentinel, so I can't really harass him. His gold mine is probably similar to my gold mine, so he probably still has around 1700 gold left on it. He doesn't have any hunt anywhere else on the map, right? The only hunt is here, which I control. So looking at his base, looking at the fact that he's not a threat to me because I just killed his army, it makes the most amount of sense to go to age 3. If you can't do any damage, and there's nowhere for you to attack, and you're safe, then you go to age 3, or you go to the next age. But there's not I know I set some variables right now, it's not that easy in-game. Like, it's a very, very hard thing to know, and the only way you really can get better at it is just by playing a lot of games, and unfortunately losing, and then figuring things out subconsciously like that, right? So here... Another thing is, as soon as I killed his army, I realized, okay, I killed his army. That means what? That means I have map control. My army is coming through the middle of the map, right? So if my army is in the middle of the map in its position, then I have vision of this area right here. I have vision of this area right here with my oracle. I have vision of this area right here with my oracle. So the only spot that he can come through is this spot right here, which is very unlikely in my opinion. It's not... Essentially, I should have probably moved my oracle here, but this is the only spot. So I feel very safe at this point. And the fact that I feel safe, I start taking the hunt on the map. I start getting a gold mine here as well, because I know that this might run out soon. And if this runs out and he's pressuring me, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I took this gold mine, and I time shifted some of my houses here, I believe. Okay, so then now I'm safe. I have good resources on the map. I'm looking to do any damage that I can. This is not only to look for damage, this is also scouting. I'm seeing the fact that, okay, he's still making army. So he's not going to H3. He's making Toxite and he's making Murmillo. So that means he's not making any Hippicon, right? Or Hippias. So I know what he's making. I can transition my army comp to that. And I know the fact that he's going to be attacking very soon. So I just need to be a little bit careful for that. Okay. So keep control of the vision of the map. See, look. If I sent all of my army back home, which I know he's coming, I just felt it subconsciously, and I didn't send these 2 Terma to scout, I would never have seen this. If I didn't see this, these guys would be in grave danger, right? So just keep on moving your army to scout. Okay, I saw these guys. What I have to do, I have to retreat. I have to retreat. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm positioning my army to fight another day. I'm trying to delay him a little bit by shooting and running. Delay him so I can get my villagers to safety. These guys, I still have a little bit of time on them, so I'm going to wait a little while. Because he's going to come here to check this, and I know that he's going to probably want to destroy these buildings. These buildings are not cheap, right? So that's going to buy some time for these villagers, so I'm not retreating them right away. Okay. Just like this. These units right now, the Minotaur, are a little bit busted for what they cost. So you cannot fight this in this army with an Atlantean army probably in Age 2. You have to be in Age 3. Which is one of the reasons why I actually went to the next stage. You see, I've already started advancing to Hyperion. If this army fights mine, I'm done. I'm done for, right? So I have to be very safe. And I have to keep my army positioned in choke points, which is right here would be the perfect spot. Right here is okay as well. Now look, these buildings were destroyed. And his army can come either from here, or his army can come from here. It makes most sense for him to come through here because his scout saw that I was hunting over here. So now it's time for these guys to retreat. I try to be a little bit greedy and get a little bit of extra resources, but I do retreat in the end. Okay, so now his army is here. He also came here as well. So this was an excellent decision by him. He split his army into 2 to attack 2 different sides. So now I'm in danger right now because this army it can destroy everything that I have. So I go into a choke point, which is right here, and I just wait it out a little bit. Okay, so I'm waiting. I don't want to fight because I know that my Age 3 is coming. Once my Age 3 finishes, I can use the 2 free myth units that Kronos gets, along with the god power, and I can clean this army up. Look how safe my army is. It's tucked into this little choke point right here with buildings and houses and the town center fire, right? Even though he has such a strong army, he can't really fight in this spot, or else he's going to lose a lot of units. Okay, so now I'm almost up. I know that I'm almost 90% up. I want him to engage. I want him to fight. I don't want him to run away to his base. So, here we go. I use the Chaos God power, which traps all of his units and they attack each other. And at the same time I attack from the front. Now I have 2 Satyrs, which are Kronos myth units, and I get 2 of them, which means which is very good, right? Here on out. Completely destroy his army, and the game is over. Alright guys, so that was a replay analysis of Kronos in action. I think Kronos has a ton of potential, a lot of untapped potential, so you guys could definitely try him out. I think he's probably the best of the Atlantean gods right now, completely being slept on. So check him out. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And just a heads up, I see that there's a lot of requests in the chat. I'm trying my best to put out as much as I can, but as you guys know, like, I'm back to work now. I took 2 weeks off to post these videos, so I won't have as much time, but I'll try my best to get as much as I can for you guys. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.